It's the most wonderful time of the year. I don't want to be over the top, but NFL schedule release day is the greatest day of the entire NFL offseason. And the reason for that is because up until now, you've had the combine and the draft and free agency and more free agency and so many different components to this offseason, because now it's like you're just sort of floating in the infinite abyss, unaware of when things were going to happen. And we knew around the time that things were going to happen, but now we know exactly. We have exact dates for when things get started. Now I want to tell you the first thing I look at when the NFL schedule release comes out. But first, thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, thank you for subscribing, and thanks for ringing the bell. That way you're always notified when I post a new video. Also, as an aside, Andy Dalton, 33-1 odds to win Comeback Player of the Year, according to BetOnline.ag. 33-1 Comeback Player of the Year for Andy Dalton. 10th highest odds for a guy that's going to be the Cowboys' backup quarterback. Oh, and by the way, on that front, AJ Green, 6-1 odds. Yeah, he's your Comeback Player of the Year in the NFL. It's going to be fun with he and Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, who the Cowboys will play this year at Cincinnati. And if you are one that likes to wager on sports betting, may I suggest to you betonline.ag. Use promo code CLNS50. Yep, that one. And you'll get your new welcome bonus. So check it out, betonline.ag, a 24-hour Las Vegas casino right to you. So the first thing that I look for when an NFL schedule is released, well, there's two things. But the first most important thing is how many primetime games do you have? Now the Cowboys, once again, have the maximum amount of primetime games that you could possibly have. They do, however, have 5 noon games, which is bizarre. It's a lot more noon games than the Cowboys usually have. And with the pregame show that I host for Cowboys games, for noon games, starting at 9 a.m., means my Saturday night's not going to be as much fun this year, especially during football season. But really, more than anything, what I look for is those final 4 games of the year. Because the NFL is really an 8-8 league. That's what everybody says. And it's true. There's so much parity in the league because of injuries, because of some players regressing. There's just a whole bunch of factors for why there's so much parity. And so when it comes down to the stretch of the season, who do you have to play and where are you playing those games? Now the Cowboys are going to have some cold weather games. They play at the Ravens the Thursday night after Thanksgiving, and then the following week they play another AFC team on the road in the Cincinnati Bengals. Should be fun. Joe Burrow. And that Cincinnati game really begins that final stretch of the season, the final quarter of the year, if you will, for the Cowboys. Then they have 2 home games against 2 really good teams, the 49ers and then the Eagles. And then they close with a road game at New York, another cold weather game in January. But when you look at the last 4 games of the year, they're 2 road games against 2 of the worst teams in their schedule in Cincinnati and New York. And then 2 really good teams. Both of those games are going to be at home at AT&T Stadium. The other thing that's a bit odd is, remember, the Cowboys play 5 preseason games this year because they're going to be playing in that Hall of Fame game. That's going to be against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They also play a preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. Remember, they play the AFC North this year as their AFC opponent. So they're actually playing 2 teams they're going to play in the regular season and the preseason. Now, the Pittsburgh game won't matter much because they won't play any of their meaningful players in that preseason game because it's the first one and it's like early August. It's like a few weeks away. I mean, not really, but kind of. But the Ravens game is the second preseason game of the traditional preseason schedule. It's the 3rd preseason game of this 5 preseason game schedule the Cowboys have, which is absurd, which is normally a game where you're going to play more of your known guys. But what's unique is we don't really know how much time this team's going to get to play together on the field with each other. We don't know if there's going to be any OTAs at any point. Heck, we don't even know if we're going to have any training camp at this point. And if we do, what it'll look like. So you have to wonder if there will be more put into preseason games for some of these teams so that they can rep some of the stuff that they haven't been able to rep in practice with one another, especially given that the Cowboys have a brand new coaching staff. We'll see. All right, that's all I have for you on the schedule. Oh, maybe I should actually give you a schedule prediction. Now look, the Cowboys have a decently tough schedule as they play the AFC North and the NFC West. Call me crazy, but I think the Cowboys have a chance to win 12 games this year. Now, I certainly look at their schedule and see 4 losses that stand out to me. At Seattle, 1 of the Philadelphia games, at Baltimore, and at Minnesota. 3 tough road games. But beyond that, the Cowboys have a lot of unknowns in their schedule. We don't know how good or bad the Falcons are going to be. We don't know the Browns, the Bengals, the Steelers. And most importantly, usually the Cowboys have multiple games down the stretch of the season in cold weather cities, divisional games. But this year, they get Philadelphia and Washington road games out of the way earlier on in the year and then play them towards the end of the year at home. But at the end of the day, it's May. And it's league of parity. So who really knows? And quite frankly, that's what we love about this game. A reminder, betonline.ag. Here's your promo code CLNS50. That'll give you a welcome bonus when you sign up. So go ahead and sign up. Without live sports, my exclusive betting partner, betonline.ag, has hundreds of events, games, props for you to wager on. From their online casino, poker, blackjack, they're bringing the Vegas to you wherever you are, on mobile or on computer. Missing the NFL? BetOnline has live daily Madden 20 simulations you can wager on. If you're into entertainment betting, you can still wager on Survivor, Big Brother, American Idol, stock prices. You can even bet on the Nathan's hot dog eating competition. All open 24 hours a day, all online. BetOnline.ag, promo code CLNS50 for your welcome bonus.